Alright, let's get this rolling. Okay, that was Castlevania Dracula X, The Bloodlines. It's a Genesis remix by Silver Riff, R-I-F-F. Link should be in the description below. And hello everybody in chat. Hello Kid Yars and Foobsy. Let's see here. Let me get the stream. This will arguably it's already ready. He's got to get a song playing in the background. Cookie dough ice cream and Wolf Rake is chirping. Oh my god. Watching the rakes. So the Maple Leafs get raked 4-1. Oh my god. I like that. I don't think there's a team called the Rakes, but that would be absolutely hilarious. Let's keep the Silver Riff motif going. Castlevania 4, Fear of Monsters. So Eclipse of Paint open, gray background. What could possibly go wrong? Everything can go wrong. Fook Toronto. Oh yes, Fook Toronto indeed. That's my favorite band. Fook Toronto. Hello there, Alejandro. Alright. Let's see. Yeah. So just if you got anything you want to see drawn, let me know. Or any music requests for games. For bands though, I'm not gonna take a risk with Maiden because you know how Maiden gets a little bit strike heavy. Or was it Judas Priest? I don't know, what the hell should I draw? Didn't think I'd get this far. Getting out of bed's the hard part. Gotta find this video. This girl I'm watching, I think it's like this Kana Yamanashi, I think. And she's actually a Japanese woman who studied in the UK to learn English and came back, and she's actually trying to become a mangaka herself, and she's been published twice, so I've been watching her channel for some advice. I've got a long ways to go. A long ways to go. I don't know what I'm even drawing. We're just gonna Bob Ross this shit and see where it goes. right by the way. Coop will give Vasali this catnip time. Oh lord. Hey people, Seth here. And today I'm going to tell you, yes you, why you should totally buy this totally not spyware Russian game. But first, a word from our sponsor, World of Warcraft. I was kidding, the Chinese World of Warcraft, World of Tanks. Yes, he turns around a lot of good games. Like, I bought Emperor and I forgot he reviewed that game, so when I saw it I'm like, oh shit. If he likes this game, there's probably some really messed up crap in there. Your people will die of famine, but that is usual for the Chinese. Yeah. Just my brain's all just like loopy right now. I called the family in the middle of the night, went to bed too late, so yeah, I'm not completely thinking straight. Just a little bit tired and hope that espresso kicks in. Yeah, fuck this thing. You got a stomach bug? Oh, the husband got a stomach bug. That's what chicken noodle soup is for. Or if you like me, just hot sauce and a thing of cup noodle, eat that for 2 days straight. It's gotta be the jumbo Korean one, or the spice isn't enough to make you sweat. Let's see. Well, let me look up. I'm feeling like drawing Aya Brea today for some reason. Or at least something close to her. Got the progresso potato soup and chicken noodle. Very good, very good. You'd always add more oregano, as the Euros say. Have you ever been to the state of Oregon? Oh? She looks so different in Brave Exvius. Okay. Let's go for different. I like that pose too. Yeah, when it comes to these characters, you can always just copy references. Just gonna just potato head this first, and we will be fine. We will be fine. Okay. Give me the pose has like her neck here, then her arm raises up. Just want to kind of get a little bit of a detail there, so we know how to plan the face. If I start speaking too low, it's too mumbly because I'm looking down at the tablet. Just let me know, and I'll shout as loud as I can without waking up the neighbors. And even though it's 10:43, but some people sleep till 12, you know. Why is YouTube recommending me my own stream? I know I'm streaming. I'm doing it right now. I don't need to watch myself stream. It's going to cause an echo. The 80s Thundercats. Oh, that's something I didn't grow up with, but when I did watch, I'm like, okay, I get why they try to reboot this. I get why they try to reboot this. It's cool. I think I was drawing the Anther Wolfless smothering his heads. Yes, that's a thing. Oh no. Oh shit. 1 second. Well, YouTube's fighting me. Well, I guess we'll be a bit of a silent streamer today. Oh shit. There we go. Back up here. I'll copy and paste the reference for you guys to see in a bit. Just want to try to see as far as I can get first. This little divot right here to get the face soft and feminine. That's what I always struggle with. Because if you go like this, you have to kind of take that and just go up and curve it just gently enough so it's feminine. If you do, too angular at any point, it looks like like a terrible anime boy face. That's the hard part when you try to do characters the way I try to do them. Because there's something there's a style in between shoujo with the femininity and then seinen where it's hard realism, and that in between is a pain to master because the people who do it, they tend to also be color artists, so they can cheat and get the softness by painting in details softly. If you're just trying to hatch it all in with pen, it's just becomes a pain in the ass to do. So the top of her head, okay. Add some hair volume afterwards. No, wait, that's incorrect. Because if the hair is here, that comes down here, it means the volume extends up here. It's getting the slight angles just right, unfortunately. Yeah, when I share it in a second, you'll see what I mean. Last time we drew horror characters, Kunya Yamashita. Has anyone actually seen Scream 7? I thought the squids in hell died yesterday and I hate the squids. Leave Squidward alone. What do he do to you? More tolerable since the updates? What was the short of 2011 to the first original? The problem with the 2011 one, because I saw it, is that Adult Swim exists. With Nickelodeon, you have Nick Jr., Nickelodeon, Teen Nick, which later got rebranded as Nick at Night, I believe, and then you have Nick at Night and Teen Nick. So you can tell you have 4 places you can put those cartoons and stuff. Like Glenn Martin DDS was a PG stop motion cartoon, and that got put on Nick at Night because it wasn't meant had a lot of humor that's kind of pushing more towards PG-13. But not quite edgy enough to be for Teen Nick, like when they used to have reruns of Degrassi on that thing. And the thing with Cartoon Network is that they didn't have a proper network or a sub thing, like how with Cartoon Network used to have Toonami for the more mature, more anime-inspired shows. But you don't really have that anymore with Nickelodeon. They were going to try to make Cartoon Planet a thing, which I think would have fixed the problem. But the big issue is they canceled it because only 2 cartoons survived from the idea of Cartoon Planet. That was literally Regular Show and Secret Mountain Fort Awesome. And Secret Mountain Fort Awesome, I don't think even finished airing its first season. And the results, you have these kind of put this weird 7:30 to 9, 7:30 to 10 rather, block of PG cartoons, but they were wildly inconsistent because Adventure Time is 8 o'clock and the regular show 9 o'clock. In between, you got Total Drama, and then you have Thundercats, and then you also had the live-action Ben 10 movie at the time, and that other, not Generator X, Genny Tartovsky, Symbiotic Titan. All the shows I just mentioned were all PG in rating, but the quality and what made them PG was inconsistent. And that's the big thing. There wasn't oh, here's like Action Tuesdays, and they have like tips about Titan and Generator Rex. Then you have like like Har. They did have Har Thursdays, but that was more about when they had more kids programming at the time. So when you finally had all of them together, people were just like literally dropping in and out on a 15-minute, 30-minute basis, depending on what was on the air, because they were not lumped consistently. There's a reason why when they used to have the DC Network or the Action Saturdays, Generator Rex and Ben 10 were always glued together, both made by Man of Action, similar action styles, similar comedy, and they even had a crossover at one point. And I wasn't even a Generator Rex fan. I watched that crossover for Ben 10, and that sold me on Generator Rex. So yeah, they had nothing like that for Thundercats. So Thundercats was a really annoying spot where it's being sandwiched between, a parody of a reality TV show, and then afterwards it just cuts to King of the Hill, because it was like, the only PG-rated cartoon that they would put on Adult Swim. The only other one they would put on would be Home Videos, and for some reason that was always like a fucking 5 o'clock in the morning. Everything else was like PG 13, TV 14, or TV and that's the eraser. I need the pencil. The pencil's a little bigger. Wrong button. Yeah, that's really what happened. And then I remember it not doing so good. And then there was magically out of nowhere this Lego Thundercats thing that came up, and I'm just like, what happened? Like, why is the Lego thing being placed on the same time as the actual Thundercats? So even as the guy who was just kind of going through it passively, I was just confused by Cartoon Network's terrible marketing. Is it cheap pen? Yeah, real cheap. It's too thick today. The shop it, no. Yeah, I'll put on the song in a second, guys, just let me get this brush big enough. I don't remember how big my brush was, that's my thing. This is the... No, I think it's the pencil. It's the pen? Yeah, maybe. I'm not sure which tool it was. I mean, the thing. This might be it. She got a lot of great heritage. Let's say After Dark from George Benelli and Philly. Ooh. A.B. Albuquerque for vacation? Jeez. It's weird weather. And it was thunderstorming. Yeah, I mean, like, we didn't have it here, but, like, we don't have thunderstorms here, but we had, like, it was, like 11, 80 degrees, and then at night it just dropped, like, 40 with rain, and it was, like, out of nowhere. So I have no idea where the fuck that came up. Okay, I'll give it a sec. What should I put next on? The Tusk stage, let's go. You know, Drew Conan last time, yeah. Yeah, you're gonna see how art's gonna be in a little bit. Wait, that's where it's gonna go straight down. Yeah, in real life I use like a mechanical pencil that's like a very soft lead, so you can like slowly work your way in like this. That one when I just with a pen, I can just go straight in. I don't think it's pen. I think it's a sharp pencil. Yeah, it's a pencil, not the pen. Because it's a little bit too refined. New York Tornado Alley, shit. Canada Cold Air, including the plains in Nebraska and the Dakotas. I almost thought you meant the darkness for a second. The plains and then the darkness. Yeah, her eyes, unfortunately, like, because it's like this. I've never understood the perspective where it's like slightly tilted, just enough to fuck you up. So it like lines up like this, and then typically it's like halfway. There's something off about it. Because that's what, like, almost like an even one, and then like the horizon line, and the bottom of it. Just the way they do it, it's a bit stylized. I don't think real faces won't exactly like that. It's like slightly lower. But yeah, they want to show all the good details on the face at once. Like, let me fucking paste the image here. See that? Let me see if we can just take the hand tool here. Well, let's see if I can find a bigger size. Yeah, push this up a bit. That's the same thing, shit. Control T. It's gonna blow this bad boy up. It's gonna look all pixelated. No, it's not pixelated. Surprisingly, it's not uber pixelated. Okay. Yeah. Well, we'll just crop this off. I'm just gonna be kind of lazy to have it side by side here. Yeah. I'm gonna cheap, again, layers, but the opacity, lower it a little bit. So we just mask this thing here. Marquee tool. It's up to here. Where's black? So I think it's white. Actually, it should be white here. Actually, you see, oh, I forgot. It's not Photoshop. It's clip. I have to just eraser tool this shit. There we go. Okay, I'm gonna roll off this layer here. There we go. Yeah. Let me layers back, zoom back in. There we go. X hand tool. Yeah. You can see exactly we're having some problems there. But yeah, sometimes you got to trace over the original to fit the feel of it. Yeah. Just type it here in chat, and I'll just write them on the corner, and it'll look like schizophrenia, and I'll just get to it later. I'm trying to draw Aya Brea here, but this is for some reason from her from like the game Mavius Brave. That was like the mobile game that came alongside Final Fantasy 15, where the guy had the really crazy pants, and everyone thought, no, this cannot be 15. This cannot be 15 because the pants are just too dorky for Final Fantasy standards. And I was like, oh, it's mobile. Say no more, we're fine. It's a mobile game. Cyberpunk side shave. I wasn't trying for Cyberpunk side shave, funny enough. Yeah, the thing with the side shave though is that for Cyberpunk, I've noticed that Don't Strike Me Down. What they're called, what was it called for the Cyberpunk song? Hyper. That's a different song though. I'll play one too. I need like a remix of it. So, spoilers, nameless. It's almost like Vi, yeah. But when it comes to doing the Vi, it looks like Vi, but I also kind of associate that with the the original design of what's her name, Akali. But yeah, Lee uses a lot of hair because the costumes do a lot of the carrying. Okay, this one is by Shin Bad, SHINNN Bad, 3 N's. YouTube's not liking Brave. Uh-oh. Want to try to listen to the divesting tens from US studios? Yep, as he should. Yeah, for national security, again, as long as you work with them and they have a backdoor in any and every software, including Oracle, which is what they use for security, yeah, that's a big fucking problem. Yeah, the side shave kind of gets relegated like that. When they do it in games, they make it like this really obnoxious, like fuzzy texture, so it looks way worse than it should be. If I wanted to side shave this, side shave Aya, the side shave would be right there, like that. But we're not gonna do that. This is the case, like the way she does it, knows it's like smooth pressure out. Yeah, I gotta forget. This case. Totally like that line right there, where you see it where her eyes at. He's painted that in, so or she, I don't know who. Yeah, it's kind of annoying. So if I draw, I have to kind of draw it like this a little bit. that angle's already too sharp, unfortunately. What should work is that it's already like you have to be wickedly precise with this. And you can hook the nose down there, and the hook goes a little bit under the line, and then we come up there. That obnoxious angle right there. I have to erase this too. You can see it's much. It's almost like a complete right angle. That's the obnoxiously hard part, is getting that angle just right. The right side, it's a bit, okay. Kind of like Yu-Gi-Oh with the way that comes out. And that's where it locks into the eyebrow. Everyone else is using their own methods. I like hatching it. People do markers and stuff. Of course, this comes up here. So quick check. I. Wait. No, it should be I. And then yeah, that's where. Yeah, that's good. But the only issue is that this whole thing is tilted now. It's like, little things like this add up and drive me up a wall. When you realize your drawing is bad, it's not because it's like 90 bajillion things, as opposed to one big fat error. Just so like a TikTok, yeah. Just type it here. Type it here in the stream chat, and I'll write it down on a piece of paper here. I always have a notebook here. Vampires and killing this period. It's a little bit tougher than that. It's a little bit tougher than that. Than just banning PRC stuff. And I don't mean complicated. I mean, the hard part is that you could have to arguably ban like even just Chinese workers from establishing any business, even if it's American made. If you're trying to leave China, because then China still technically can use that back door. And these people love to take advantage of it. Let me see. Don't wait, David Crockett for the poster. Oh, Jesus Christ, bro, this is the whole fucking commission and a half. Okay, let me draw this first, let me save it, and then I'll see what I can do, David Crockett. Yeah, it's gonna be, yeah. To be fair, that is a very good poster practice. I'm not the best at it, but yeah, I'm not gonna draw the whole poster, just him. Yeah. Let me get through the face first. It shouldn't take more than like one or two more songs, but that's just me being like very anal about trying to get everything just right. Put the RE4 remake, the Mercenaries theme. That Mercenaries theme is great. It's probably half the reason why the remake Mercenaries is better than the original one. The other one is having the mini boss indicators. Oh, I want the boss theme. Yeah, the boss theme alone is that makes the game, especially when you have your special ability activated during that. It speeds up like it's on crack. Yeah, YouTube and Brave back at it again, and I am the one who suffers. Let's go. Everyone gives me shit for not liking Jill Valentine, but it's hard for me when I got Aya Bray over here. Yeah, that heavy painted eyelid to suggest that that's there. Then like touching the edge, and then here the eye surprisingly goes kind of flat underneath. I think I don't really see too much. A lot of times they'll have like this thing going on with the bottom eyelash. Yeah, very few will actually connect the tear ducts and then like shade that in. Very few do that though. Click here. There we go. And then just, yeah, because yeah, of course, painting all this is a lot easier to do. And let me erase this one a little bit because yeah, this something almost. Yeah, I heard it, bro. I saw the David Crockett stuff. I have no idea how slow the chat's being with me today. Maybe the chat's like, oh no, we're gonna slow him the fuck down. He's gonna be paying extra for a Restream Premium. He will pay. We'll get him eventually. Same thing here. So here you can kind of see like very loose connection. There. Goes in the sharper eyebrow. Just a bit past it. Yeah, the hatching the different styles, different angles, you can clearly gives it away. Yeah, she has a lot more thickness around here. She has that. Oh, it should be a bit lower than. Oh crap! Just always these little details. It's always. You wonder why people go crazy. Let's go on the top here, and there we go. That also plays off like there. You do it in real life, obviously. But of course, he has it shaded in like that, with actual color ink, slightly hatchet in there. But there you can kind of see what and how goes where. It's kind of like brings the illusion together. There, color it properly. The little black dot will take care of itself, and then a slight triangle shading. Like, did I bend the nose the wrong way? Hope so. This is one thing about manga style that I don't really understand, like how to just kind of feel, just get to feel that nuance of that little tiny, like that comes there, and then that lines it right there to get that right angle. Yeah. But here he's just confident, just one big stroke. It gets thicker as it goes down, which I'll just come here. Yeah. And this looks wrong until you hatch it in, or like black ink it in. There's a lot of feeling in this thing. Something you have to do it just right, or it looks like it's a mustache. Actually, I'm wondering if it's just how long my nose is, because I'm seeing it's like the nose just might be too short. Okay, we're gonna save some time here. Where the hell's my lasso tool? Fuck it, we're just gonna stretch this out. I don't got it. No, let's keep it. No, just string that in there. Put this back. Just that angle. Wait. I'll fix this manually. But everything else we can fix. Yeah, this is just. I just wanted to draw a simple Maya Brea face, and I can't even get that. Hold on. So underneath from here, it's just like very close here. I'll have to correct this chin afterwards. Probably what it is. Because underneath this both sides. Wait, and look at that. Oh, I see what I'm doing. There's the top right there. There we go. Just tilt a little inwards there. The line looks off right now because a lot of light hatch. Let me just dark hatch that again. Because it's very much like very much softly implied. I just drew the line in the middle way too hard there. Top lip just gets darker, so I'm going to single direction hatch. And then some lighter in between hatch in there. And of course, in the game, the art also cheats here by covering that up, so I can just technically erase this too if I want to just be lazy. And, let's just fix up the face and I'll save it and then I'll try to draw Davy Crockett. Why not both? Why not both? It's just, again, it's one of those weird cases where I don't consider both. That and maybe a lot of combos on the internet are like, pick between A and B because there's a reason for it. And everyone's like, no, I pick C because and it's like completely unrelated to the whole thing, you know? It's like, bro, the question between A or B for a reason. You can't Spider-Man / Batman forever your way out of everything, you know? Alright. Now, I'll commit to the hair and then we'll call it. And then we'll call it for Aya. Alright. Yeah. What's it called here? I really need to play the game again off stream and just get to the fucking ending. Because if I don't, well, I'll never finish the game. But I now know there are technically 2 endings for this game. If we have the EX mode activated or not, we're going to the garage at the very end. a little bit more on the scratchier side here. Just kind of here. With that bump there. Now I'll add the extra volume in the back. Yeah, that fixes out the head shape thing that looks weird. Just like, particularly she has the hair in a ponytail braid kind of thing. So it goes right behind her ear there. So we need some thread in there. Soft implied bump, where it all knots up together. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, okay, yeah. It really has the stroke going straight down here. But I'm just gonna roll with this. I like the way how it looks better. Let's do a harder stroke, softer stroke. Yeah. Sometimes the hardest part of doing your drawing is just the planning. Like everything. And I probably should have done it on a separate layer too, so it doesn't look so scratchy, but fuck it. Go back in gently and just erase as much as I can. I don't even know how the hell I got these railroad lines down here. I was just like moving my pen without looking. Yeah, and that's practically I am right here. Yeah, for personal ticks I would do, like I would like add like a little bit more of the eyelid mark there, or you know, shades all black so you can kind of see it. But yeah, the lips though, yeah, it's a little freaking the butterfly thing. Yeah, I don't like doing lips that much. I really don't. I would just make them all dark like this, and then like have an extra line come out to kind of imply the ending. That's what I would personally do. Because when you style study, of course you can study, you know, whoever, however the artist wants to do it, or how you're going to interpret it, or what, or like this, you know, you figure out what you like, what you don't like, what's hard, what you need to work on. And I've not been drawing. Like, I want to draw. The hard thing is when you want to draw stuff like this, where it's very detailed and like everything counts, and that's great for like a poster or even a book cover, but for like consistently for a comic series, a manga series, that might be way too much unless you are lucky and you work for someone like Young Animal, where you can draw like every other week. Okay, let me just back. So here, let's put it here as okay. Okay, let me just put these two in a folder, and then we'll move on. Down here, down here. Okay. Yeah, face, and then we'll turn this off. Make a new folder, make a new layer. Let's see. Crock Pockets. I'm gonna name Sonny Crockett, but I don't feel like booting up the 80s music just quite yet. An animated documentary. Wait, Richard shares her videos getting shadow banned by the algorithm. Guy brings Lakewood into the light. What's the Patreon over it? Kids I drove had seen it, and I feigned ignorance. Jeez, bro, that's nuts. If everyone's seen it and it's still being shadow banned. Okay. Was it called? I forgot what it's called. I'll put the reference up there. Let me get that for a second. I'm gonna be playing some hilariously unfitting music. It's like, okay. Reference here for Sonny Crockett, Hot Pocket with a hatchet. Okay, and the commissioner asks, John Wayne David Crockett from the Alamo 1960 replaced the born truck with a musket. I'm gonna try that. But no guarantees I can pull this off, because when it comes to weaponry, I'm not the best. Just keeping it real here. Paste it. Paste. Okay. Reference over here. Okay, we can just blow up just a little bit bigger. Yes, just okay. 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 I'm gonna push this one to the side a little bit. Just a. I don't even see how far that must go. I just need to pose more than anything else. I have to Restream does not want to play nice with a full screen today. It's like I have to squeeze it manually. Tyler Oliveira. Yeah, Tyler's been on the roll, bro. Oh, wait. Okay, let's see here. This one sounds interesting. Let's go. Called The Butt Thing by Horace Tehran. Hopefully this shit's good. This is not going to be era-appropriate music, but I need something. Let's get rid of this thing.
I don't like golf. I don't like swimming.
Give me a second there.
I just like chasing.
Oh, this is not the Zydeco I wanted to hear. I want to hear Cajun music. This is not where I thought it was gonna go. Not at all. I'm gonna keep the song on just for the laughs. The pride of Louisiana, apparently. Let's do this. If this is what gets me struck down by lightning, it was nice knowing you all. Gotta get this. I'm expected to break out to the chicken dance at any point in time without warning. This is one of those. If you guys hate the song, I will fucking change it. I don't want to torture you guys that much. Or I'll put something more appropriate next. Something to get me into like so his knees cut kind of, he gets kind of cut off there with his pants, so like right there. I was trying to make it look too oh wait, pelvis like comes up over here. There we fucking go. Catch what other times like Clearwater Revival, Florida? Hell. Scientology's big subreddit of Louisiana. The version's only been on Laserdisc and VHS here. I'm surprised. Well, I'm surprised aren't. You gotta find a film buff who knows how to work with editors, so they can pull like a Harmy's despecialized edition on the Alamo, you know. You would think there would be enough photographic historians who would work with film dudes to make it happen. I'm just saying, you would think that they would. Considering, you know, with Harmony, they got the VHS, they got Laserdisc, the 2000s release, and they got other, like, a film copy of it off the reel, and they just matched and made their own textures. It was so fucking crazy what the shit they did. Where is... Okay, Hanny Williams, do not get me struck, please. The song's with all the teenagers in San Antonio, 36 must have been. Yeah, that kind of genre is called Zydeco, Zydeco, and that's basically the whole Bayou Cajun twang that you think of. It's like, you know, can I have Creedence Clearwater, but like actually traditional? It's like, yeah, we can do that for you, son. Haven't heard this rendition of the song, but yeah, I think I'm gonna have to apply that shoulder. So, yeah. For practice purposes, I'll keep this for the military. I'm twirly. I'm there to see. No. It's soft in this version. His hips are here, that's why everything's off. Shit. The Alolos of Texas, creepy the bells of Tennessee. I heard a much softer, like love acoustic version first before hearing this one, so. I hate when the hands do this. The arms, I mean. If you get like the hands there, the shoulder goes up, it's kind of scrunching into this thing, and it's like they cut the chin off to know if you're accurate or not. Christ, it's like fuck me, man. A swing at the spoiler. Abaddon the Despoiler. That's gonna come next for sure. You want that particular pose for Abaddon, or do you want like a different pose, or is any pose okay? I know. What the fuck? Why is that statue almost $2,000 before taxes? Is that his bandana? Oh, a satchel pouch. Satchel. I'm gonna call that black so I know what the fuck that is. Or I'll think of extra lines. See, that's not the right angle. To make it more on the side right here. The hard part drawing, I think, anatomically correct is like it's how it's supposed to look because it's like in motion. It's like I'm cheap when I do the final ink and lines. Yeah, the thing is, it could be a little bit different version lyrically. Oh yeah, because yeah, his hips are here, because his pelvis comes down here, and that means you gotta just wing it like that, wing it like that, wing it like that. Because the way the ripples is, but also it's how it's painted, because it kind of just, from a hatchet, for example, would like bleed into the shadow, like that. Like that looks more correct already, because this is the way the form is going with how it's being rendered. But yeah, here's the part that pisses me off. It's always like this part here, and then the thing just, body just bends into like a different angle to support it. Because it doesn't look right, but again, it's how reality is. But you can see here, it's not rigid, it's not ungodly stiff, and that's why it works. Because sometimes you try to get, nice, pretty looking legs, nice and suave, and then you put them together, it's like, well, shit. You didn't cook anything well enough. Let me cook, he says. It's like, sir, you barely toasted your bread. Musik mania, shit. Depends on the artist. The Balado of the Alamamo. Okay, the Balado of the Alamamo. Let me copy the link for 1 second. 1 to 6 statue. Oh god, no, I'm terrified, bro. Because you've seen some of the things that they make. There's got to be some madman out there who will buy the Slanesh figure, and he's like, I got the 1-to-1, and I will now procure a jar. Like, he's not gonna fill the jar, but he just says, I will get the jar big enough to crane the statue in there for the meme. And if you want to buy the statue, you have to buy it with the jar. There's some bastard who's gonna do that. I tried Joyzy Mike's hot Italian. That shit was cold as ass. Alright, yeah, let's look. Okay, yeah, the pants go in right there. I should probably move this out of the way so we can see a bit better. Actually, yeah, we don't need the layers, so we can get a bit of a bigger view here. Yeah. Unfortunately, with Clip Studio, when it captures, it depends on what windows you have open on the side, as well as what monitor. So if I were to put it on my TV or my gaming monitor, you would see I would have to rescale everything. So if you just kind of have this panel open by habit. So that means this swings up to here, which is approximation, like a compass. And so sort of like waving it to make it more crumpled here. I forget what material these were made of. Corduroy, I think it was. I could be wrong. Like, see right there, I'm already falling into the trap of making it look too beautiful. Like that's what a nice looking calf, but that's not what's here. And to be fair, that's already like a pretty, what's the word? What's the word for it? Pretty gracious artistic rendition of this freaking action pose. I'm gonna thin out just a little bit. No. This comes up to here gently. Okay. Alright, there. Now his body's gonna start aiming that leg like in here. Yeah, a lot of art, unfortunately, when you're still getting actually when you're already good, and I'm not great. There's a lot of studying like this, and so you can fill up sketchbooks or even a bunch of like Photoshop files or clip files like this, and these are the drawings that you don't show anybody. They only want to see your own personal collection. You gotta do a lot of this, because even the greats of the Renaissance, they themselves were apprentices once upon a time. But the way they have it looping here is just the dynamic lighting. We can like go to the inside of the pants, so it makes it kind of tough for me to get just right. Again, hatching character stuff. I know Anthena was probably rolling her eyes like, dude, I know more than you, shut the fuck up. That was seriously like right now, I gotta zoom this shit up. This is not my surface. I have to use my hands. Like here in this context, like if it was like standing like on a rock or a moat or something, this would look still correct. But if he's like trying to get like a lunging and swing forward, then I would need that foot out. So I'm gonna take the cheat. I'm gonna cheat this time and say no, but now I have to get the musket right because that was the dealio. That's why I didn't draw the hands with detail. I'm assuming you want me to hold the musket from like the front part of the barrel with the bayonet. He's about to smack him with the butt of the gun. I'm going to assume it's what you want, and that's going to be a pain in the dick. Just because I have to get this thing just right because of the weight. It's like baseball bats, you know. How like in the past, like older bats made like almost more older, thicker, more dense wood, and now so you have to so that way, you could hit 80 miles an hour balls, and they would fly far. But now that pitchers going like 90 miles an hour, 100 miles an hour, the bats became metal because they had to be sturdy but still light enough to swing. So yeah, there's a give and take with all this stuff. Yeah, I'm assuming he has it right here. Extend a bit, probably a bit more. You actually would with the proper musket with the bayonet. Just I would have an idea, and because it's going backwards, it's going to get a little bit obnoxious with this. Oh, yeah, I already fucked up. I already fucked up. Yeah, it's I think the angle just right. The current background song is Ballad of the Alamo from the movie The Alamo, written by Dmitry Toimkin, Tiomkin. Oh yeah, sorry. Yeah, I just gave the artist name. Interesting. The uploader's last name is Gomez. So, love is given. Let me see what else. Give me a second here. Just trying to think of another song to put on here. I'm trying to think of one that is, the stereotypical bluegrass banjo, because there is one song that's perfect, and the worst part is it's a damn good song if you know your bluegrass. Let's me think. This is a Donkey Kong song with a banjo. What did you want to? Okay. What did you want to hold the musket by the stock so you're hitting one with it? Okay, you said like a bat. That's why I was assuming like, okay, I'm assuming like a literal baseball bat, like you would like in the again like a swing like a baseball bat, like you're swinging it like a bat. You're not like ramming the metal part into his face. Give me a second. Yeah, I'm thinking very different logic here. So. One second. Is it this one? That is not the one I'm thinking of. That's not. Banjo-Kazooie has failed me for the last time. What's his last name? It was Johnson. It was Johnson. Justin Johnson. Okay. Let's do his copy of The House of the Rising Sun. Justin Johnson's a great bluesgrass slide player. He even did the motor. He's the guy who did the Motorhead on the 3-string shovel. There we go. So, okay, look at the parts of the musket to make sure I'm like drawing it relatively accurately. Oh, many a poor boy hadn't got. I know I'm one. It's great stuff. So you would say, just make sure you want to. So just make sure. So just make sure on the right page here. You want the stock, the buttstock here, which will be like a bit bigger than it should, to keep the angle just right. Will be right here, and the rest of the gun would kind of get like smaller in the distance with like the. So you're saying you want it kind of like this. And so his hands are going to throw him a wee bit wider, nothing wrong with that. Just making sure. I know that, but the stock tips a bit. The head of the stock is like a bit bigger than it should. It should probably come out a wee bit more, actually. Just like the slimmer part is in his hands right there. Because I know there's a little tiny part where he can grip, and everything else just kind of comes out like right there. Yeah, it's that really annoying small part that would, before it hits, you know, the metal, you know, the trigger and the hammer and all that. Just making sure. Yeah, because the thing is, yeah, it's just that annoying angle I really don't want to deal with. This is why artists just like cheat like a motherfucker. So his hands stuck are there. Okay, I'm gonna render it fully so we can get the illusion of that. And the perspective would just kind of like shrink into the distance like that. So you wouldn't even really see the musket tip unless I just like. I can just imply that with like here, and then with a very thick line. It's not perfect, but it's sufficient for what the job requires. Although it's a wee bit too short. So I'll just marquee tool this shit. Just Control T this. I'm gonna stretch this bad boy out. No, sorry, Alt. Tilt it back. And there we go. Like that. That's. I know the gun's probably a bit longer. If it is a bit longer, I'll have to extend both ends then. It shouldn't just be that. Control T. Just a bit like this. Yeah, the hard part is it's going into the distance, and past the point, it's perspective, and it just disappears into the void of nothingness. And that's the hard part. Like, do you want to draw what looks cooler like this? We can see everything, or do you want to commit to the realism where it's like, and that may not be exactly what you've wanted. Like that. You know, you should technically go more, and you shouldn't even see like technically you wouldn't even see this technically. But yeah, I'm just trying to keep it looking cool because it is a poster to be. That's the hard part. You have to do the balance of what's real and what looks aesthetically pleasing. Because you draw it too real, sometimes it is too rigid, or you draw it too loose, like reality, and it looks like you're fucking around. Like I forgot, like not Fred Flintstone, Fred Jones got the last got there. Only saying that because it's orange. It was pink when it said Daphne. Okay, so his head shape. I wonder if Davy Crockett was inspiration for Ash Williams, or if it was just a coincidence that the blue and the brown matched up. It's probably just a coincidence. Now, these kinds of hair. Oh, God. There's a lot of room. Yeah. Yeah, this kind. Yeah, this kind of hair here. This one's gonna get a little bit nasty. Let me get the angle on his face right. Thankfully, his face is a bit more symmetrical, so it makes it a bit easier to deal with. Just how far I want to zoom in. What thing killed the art of the film poster? I think what happened is just advertising just changed. Because there used to be a whole art and a whole school you could go to learn how to do it properly, but then you did Photoshop. And in the 90s, Photoshop was acceptable because it was new tech. And if you're having a lot of sci-fi movies, why not use the new tech? It makes sense. Yeah. However, you can kind of think of it like The Simpsons. The Simpsons in the old days worked because The Simpsons watched classic sitcoms so they can make fun of it. The same way how people studied classic art, or even, at the time, the beginning of modernist art, which is what, at the very beginning of postmodern, and the very beginning of postmodern, before it became, destructive crap. That's what, they studied that kind of art in order to learn how to make it. And that's why he tried to find the posters, because they learned, okay, this is what works there and that, and now we're taking, action, dynamic, composition, and we're putting them together. But then a lot of people who make stuff now, they grew up on digitized versions of those posters, and to them, posters were always posters. They didn't study what made them work, and so now they're just trying to copy what they saw years ago and it doesn't work. And even then, because, it's easier to take a picture and slap it into Photoshop and crank out a poster in a couple of hours, as opposed to needing to sit down and paint, because sometimes that would take, a week, and it depends on what you've got. If you had oil paints, or you had acrylics, and if you messed up, you typically had to start over or cut out a big piece. Just going digital was just faster, and it was just cheaper. Hand-drawn and painted posters are still a thing in Bollywood, yes, but Bollywood actually likes their entertainment industry, and their entertainment industry likes their fan base. It's why when Robert Downey Jr. was paid like those millions to play Iron Man, that's why he was only the number 2 most paid actor in the world. The number 1 actor being paid of all time, at least living at that time, was a Bollywood actor. That's right, it's a Bollywood actor who, in American money, got paid more than Robert Downey Jr. did for Iron Man. Stanley Kubrick was a perfect example of a guy who studied modern art, like the whole breaking down the art scientifically, and that's why his films and shots are really great in composition. The quality of the films you can debate, but you can't deny that he has a lot of iconic shots because he studied art in a modernist sense, and a little bit of that first round of postmodern, which actually had some artistic merit. And then everyone else, went down the postmodern art of trying to break the rules without learning them. I want to do another Justin Johnson song. Planet Caravan, a mix of the band Terra and Black Sabbath versions. Oh, let's do that for sure. I love both of those versions. Exactly. Like much of our 1990s going digital and went back to traditional. That is true. Because everyone just wanted to try it out because it was the newest thing. Like how with because back then you had to buy records, which you could buy the singles on a EP, or you could buy the record. And the record was a gamble because you didn't know if it was all going to be good. You're just paying like $30-40. Then the CD comes and now you can put double the amount of tracks on it for like a third of the price. And unfortunately, what happened, people would just buy the album, skip to the one song they heard on the radio, and throw the rest essentially away. And you wonder why Steve Jobs pushed for that $1 a download, because he knew that people were only buying CDs for only one song. Now on iTunes, if you want to buy it separately, sometimes it's just $1.29 for the most popular songs, or sometimes what some artists will do, they'll put the popular radio songs only available if you buy the whole album, so you can't buy them separately because they want album sales to count, because they need that to get money. Because if not, a lot of times the producers will get it. Just gonna like, lazily, like, well, not lazily, just like, dang, like, stylistically. I'm not gonna render all. I'm just gonna. And this is what happens, because what happens is what I said about yesterday about art like not being essential. Because you have to believe something is an art or an art form for it to work. I think this way with coffee. For some people like me, there's an art making coffee. You have an espresso machine, like the little tiny stovetop one. You have a cream and all that. For some people, coffee is a big ass machine, and you have the little cool cream foam art. For some people, they don't give a shit. Just put the Keurig cup in the machine, slap the button, and they drink it. It's just an autopilot thing, and they're not gonna care as long as the coffee isn't shit. But care if it's terrible. But if it isn't terrible, they don't care what it looks like, how it tastes like, as long as it's just not garbage. In a day and age now with streaming movies, and all you see is a little thumbnail for like 5 seconds before Netflix or Amazon shows you a preview of the film itself, which is arguably as or if not more effective because it's like an instant trailer, then why would you want to put more effort back into this? You have to believe there's an art to something. You can think of it also like in band styles, Like, say what you want about Nirvana, but Nirvana in suits looks pretty good. People want it to look like Nirvana because thought they looked cool. Okay, that's thick ass eyebrows. But you have to believe there's art to it. Yeah, that's why a lot of grunge artists are just like homeless people. They're like, yeah, we're here for the music, not for the the suits and everything. There's a reason for certain vinyl is a kept for try revival, bigger count or potential part of the album sale. Exactly. Like even back in the 90s and early 2000s, you had people who were like, you can still get the same size because we'll either include a poster if you download it, so if you buy the album, or the album itself had like a inlay. If you took the booklet apart, it would become the poster, or they would shove it in there alongside the booklet. But like everyone buys it on phones and goes streaming to Spotify. Why would they do that? Almost like Megadeth, who has like a streaming exclusive song for every platform. Like Target has their own, Walmart's got their own. I think Guitar Center has their own track, Spotify got its own track, iTunes has its own track to encourage sales on every platform. Now he's got more of this bigger cartoony nose. I'm more Western. I don't like these tiny little eyes. It's just a pain to get that detail just right. So, yeah, I personally want to render these wrinkles too much, because if I don't start hatching everything in like with precise detail to emulate the kind of levels that you have with lights and darks in the paints, it's just gonna look nasty. Because his mouth is like, it's a smile, but it's almost like a frown at the same time. I just have to just kind of get that bottom lip right there. Thin lip there. Kind of see if I black it out. I'm gonna round those things out a bit, a little bit wrinkled here. Yeah, it has to be a bit more voluminous. I'll go around here. Ear. You just gotta put some slider. Yeah. I'll fix the shading. I'll fix the showing of protagonist hair in a second. It's just like. No, it looks like he needs to look down like his enemy. It's like down there. There we go. Yeah, you have to believe something is worth preserving as an art form. And for most people, for most things, they don't believe that. Because it just is. Like, again, if coffee is an art form for some people, so is cooking. And most people don't give a shit about cooking. They'll get mad if your food comes out burnt and terrible, but they won't care enough to make the good food themselves. And this is what they do every day with eating. But they're fine with McDonald's every single day for some of them, because it's not trash. Same with comic books. Like they care about the comic book art when it's all god awful, but it's just annoying when you don't hear. It's like if you do something right, you won't hear anything. That's like the worst part. And for most people, they just consume. It's. Should we want to go on that little tiny rant? I had enough faith to buy. Wait. Okay. I'll be right back. I'm gonna use the restroom real quickly. All right. I'm back. I put some hot water, coffee to cook as well. From a tea kettle. A lot of an American alien creator really changed on very impressive metal art. Very true. Also, we know Boris Vallejo doing a mix of physical and digital for like the Aqua Teen Hunger Force movie, of all fucking things. Part which Disney had even more blind faith in the Alamo, and Disney Interactive Game give us the first and only so far Texas Revolution FPS. Yeah, that's what I also mean about. Well, no, it's not right. The hardest part about doing that is you have to get people invested into things. And it's easier when something is bigger, like World War One, World War Two, or even World War One. Let's use World War One. Because think about it, who has a World War One FPS? Battlefield, right? That's big. That's a track record. It's done. But also, World War One is much more of a global thing. American Revolution, if you make it like, imagine if you made an American Revolution game, but I talked so about the politics and not about the slavery. It wouldn't sell as well. It might be more politically accurate, but you also, there's a reason why movies like Glory still get remembered, you know, whether you agree with the politics or not of Lincoln, because the movie kind of captures the vibe of like why it's worth fighting for. Same thing with 300. It's not historically accurate. It's stylized as shit, but it's really got a lot of the soul in it. Yeah, and that's the whole thing about it. Because hate to say it's a very niche thing, Texas, but compared to I mean, is the only United States doesn't even care about. What do you think someone else in like fucking Australia is gonna buy it? Unless like a humongous gun nut. Because I know a couple of gun nuts in Australia that would actually go and buy that shit. No, I'm not talking about Shad diversity, Shad base. Well, we run into an issue. So recently, Slaughter 2 Prevail. Oh no. Oh no, that's the worst. Like, you have everything planned, your coworkers like, deuces. Okay, I'm gonna line up this bad boy now. I'm gonna do the clean line so we can do layer. I don't know. There's two ways I could go about this. Give me a second. It's a song I'm looking for particular. For Southern metal, besides Pantera, I probably could do Stone Dirt, or I could do Five Finger Death Punch. I know it's more groove, but it's still kind of funny. Actually, let's do Redneck Remedy, going back to whiskey. Mexico will ever go over the class between the 30s and 40s? They're never gonna go to, bro. It's essentially being like, yo, they're rarely gonna get over it. Because think about it, they essentially, it's like they lost their empire, bro. That would be like if America beat the crap out of the UK and they say, you know what, as a penalty, we're gonna take Ireland, we're gonna take Scotland, and we're gonna take over Jamaica, and just for those shits and giggles, we're taking over India. No hard feelings, right? You see how no one would want to let that go. Because it's a humongous loss of chunks, and especially California, Arizona, Colorado, New Mexico, all the resources there now. Like, think about it. Even if they had the bullcrap that is Nevada, because there's nothing in Nevada, the fact that they could have theoretically owned Las Vegas, you'd be salty too. You'd be very salty too. Officer, well, let go and close the branch to you. Oh, jeez. Okay. Please sound like Motorhead. I forget the vocalist on this band. Make a new layer here. Let's go. Hey, we got Uncle Phil on the pipes. Yeah, buddy. Lemmy would be proud to sing. I would love Lemmy if he could cover this. Alright. I left a minigame of Super Monkey Ball. Oh, you posted a while ago. Jeez. Alright. Some foreshortening here. This is like way bigger than it should be. I put some like some. Okay, it's the wrong direction. Jesus. Slightly more angled to kind of get that darker shadow. And only two of them, but there we go. Yeah. Triangle loop, so nothing too crazy here. That's annoying, okay. Skip there. Comes down here. Alright. Redneck Remedy. Love it. Okay, 5 Finger Death Punch, Lift Me Up, and hopefully we'll finish it by this song. Next will be Abaddon with the spoiler. I still got that on cue, don't worry. Let's see. Oh, 432 hertz, I love that shit. I know I'm avoiding the face. I always do that shit lot because that's gonna be the part where I'm just like, no, 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 no. So what you want about Five Finger Death Punch, but their production is on fucking point. Like the drums here are just perfect. Just cross contours here. Alright. Lower the belt a little bit here. It's not in the drawing. I'm gonna have like the pants just come up a little bit more over the shirt, backwards. Here we go. Oh, this is where I wish my style had a more fine tip, like an actual, like a 0.3 pencil. Ah, jeez. The other direction. Hopefully that's enough for the 3 of them to get in there. Check this first schedule slaughter, but for the slaughter tickets, but I don't have the ticket for Amon Amarth. Well, lucky. Hey, this only have one issue at least. Yes, that's Rob Halford on the pipes right there. Won't be broken. Torture won't be put down. It's funny. I have a cousin who's not really into metal, yet she likes Five Finger Death Punch. I'm super surprised. Actually, I found out about it. She actually owned this particular album. Damn, it's weird. Has a part. What's it called? Like The Wrong Side of Heaven, Part 1 and Part 2. I'm like, how did you get into this? Just gonna have to. Oh, this crotch part's gonna be just a pain in my ass. Get the really scratchy part here, just make sure it all loads up just fine. Let's go. Let's go. We're good here. It's not perfect, but like a pulpy-ish kind of thing, it might be passable. And with more time and like proper tones, it probably make it look a lot better. I'll just about in a second. The cross contour thing is what's really making this a pain in the ass to do. I didn't pick on one before starting, so it looks all over the place. It's for like a warm term look, it's not bad, but see this crap out. Forgot his fucking face. Oh, I'll fix it right now. We'll still keep that hair though. Just kind of just like this though. And the musket, that blasted musket. I keep forgetting about that. Yeah, those little Chinese fans, those are just never fun to draw. Those are just like, in my suffering, please. So here, just gonna come short right here. On the front right there, put the ear right there, put the ear right here. Start just painting that backwards. We need it. Just slide here. And then, here we go. I know it's a bit, I see how off-center everything is, because I have now changed the lines. Look more downwards this way. There we go. A bit of the eyeline I have to give there, and then a little bit of that just right there, and then just kind of a couple of lines here, just like turn off the. Oh, if actually the tickets bundled in. Oh, sweet. Oh, thank you for the line work. Oh, thank you for the compliment, Foobsy, on the line work. Yeah. Because some parts you leave it open to make it feel flowy, the other parts you just gotta just hard commit. I don't know if I want to check out a curiosity. Is it 87 13 Days of Glory with Alec Baldwin as Colonel Travis and Raul Julia as General Santana? Oh, bro, that's probably going to be. I have a feeling that Raul Julia is going to just carry that movie. Let's see. Let me do some. Yeah, it's like the third song. I'm saying we need to just finish this, but hopefully we'll do it here. I think we'll get it done now with the musket and everything. We got 3 minutes. Stevie Ray Vaughan, Pride and Joy. Anyone that says blue doesn't matter, show them this shit. That's blue, so I have to like hatch this all in there. I will forever thank Guitar Hero for getting me into this shit. I wouldn't be where I am today, music-wise, without Guitar Hero and Rock Band. Is anyone else hear like a less nasally version of Randy Newman when hearing this? You wouldn't see the metal trigger on that whole mechanism right there. We actually wouldn't because his hands are blocking it. Just my elbow, hopefully, so it doesn't look too fucking imprecise. You would see this though. I'm gonna go and turn off the. I think we're okay here. Should be. I'm gonna roll back up here. Okay. Two, two, three, four, three, two, three, four, four, two, three, four, five, two, three, four, six, two, three, four, seven, two, three, four, eight, two, three, four, 9, 2, 3, 4, 10, 2, 3, 4, 13, 2, 3, 4, that's 12, sorry. So I don't want to get to 13 there. Yeah, that's 12 bar blues when you can fit the entirety of the. If you just count 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, 3, 4. The fact that with old school blues, including like Elvis Presley's "You Ain't Nothing But a Hound Dog," you could fit an entire song, like in the 12 bars of music, and just like play that 4 times. That was an amazing thing you could do. Nowadays, it's like, oh, just got verse, chorus, bridge, verse, chorus. But, you also wouldn't we don't even do fucking key changes anymore. If you watch Toy Story, oh yeah, Randy Newman's a great songwriter. I mean, to be fair, his nasalness doesn't bother me. I mean, I like Dave Mustaine, for fucking crying out loud. But the people are like, oh no, Randy Newman's too nasally. And I'm like, bro, you like both singers at AC/DC and you like Axl Rose. Don't talk to fucking me about nasally. Now, let me zoom this out so you can see what Mr. Crock Pocket looks like. Yeah, not the worst thing in the world. It's a little pretty actually posed, but I will say, it works because it's not. I know the thumb, and I'm missing things like I'm missing his thumb on the bottom of his hand right there, which would probably easily fix with me. It's like, yeah, for example, his thumb here, like his little details. But at least you can tell right off the bat, it's a dynamic pose. So if I were to cheat, let's say his bag is swinging, I could like render the bag like this if I wanted to, because manga will do that. Or like so, like his bag's like blurry from all the motion. Actually, it'd probably look better there. So if I wanted to do that, like his bag's moving kind of flurrily, and it will look equally fine. Actually, it would look pretty good, I'd say. That would be like it's like swinging wildly, like it's like faster than him actually. But yeah, because it's not a stiff pose, I'll undo the line, but like this, the action's there, and this is something I've been struggling with. So thank you for the challenge. Actually, I'm like, yes, it doesn't look stiff as shit. Well, maybe the arm looks a little stiff as shit. Cause that's probably rendered this part too small. Actually, wait, cancel, wait. Yeah, they probably render like this part a little bit too small, Should play with the foreshortening more like this. But other than something weird like that, it came out pretty much fine. I can say I'm pretty satisfied with it. Not completely, but I think that's most artists. Can't wait that we can fix in something. Okay. Blues, yeah. Blues is great. If you want to hear a great blues guitarist, weirdly enough, if you love Megadeth, their first soloist, Chris Poland, that guy played blues but didn't know how to play metal. Some saying is like, I'm gonna teach you how to play metal. And that man has solos so fucking insane that even neoclassical Marty Friedman could not play them. Granted, that's because Poland had he had a guitar injury, or I think it was his ring and index fingers that got sliced in between, and so he actually had an extended range of mobility that most people actually don't have. Alright, next one. Maybe the last one, depending on how long it takes. But Avalon, the despoiler, let me see if I can just copy this here. Is that great? Especially just in about a couple hours, yeah. Well, to be fair, also, like, I'm not, like super religious about this. Like, if I wanted to do, like, the full Aya Brea, I could have probably spent, like, the entire stream just doing that, just trying to get one-to-one. But yeah, I guess it's about passion, and most importantly, what's the goal? In this case, with Aya Brea, I was trying to get the details just right. Whereas with Mr. Crockett here, I was just trying to get the form down. So yeah, so even how you study them isn't the same. Yeah, people just gotta remember that, yeah. I mean, if I'm gonna study, let's say, how to draw Andrew Schultz peanuts, I'm gonna probably focus more on all the details that make them peanuts, because it's very low detail style. Not that it's a bad thing. I'm gonna go for the challenge. I'm gonna take this image here. Okay, it's fine. I click copy image, okay. Give me a new layer here. And click here, press Control V. Alright, now this one here, I don't know if I want to do more of the pose or more of the... if I want more of the, this general feel of it. Because you can tell there's a lot of stuff here. I'm just trying to go as far as I can with this. Let me just, layer, let me mask this thing quickly. Mask. On my marquee tool. 1 second here. A little bit more to my left here. Just hit the erase button there. And yeah. Okay, now I'm gonna ask you, because you requested this one, Anthenema, Kig Yards. Did you want Synthhammer? Did you want Synthhammer? or is everyone kind of tired or sick of Synthhammer at this point? Because we all hear this thing. Let me lock this, lower the opacity a bit. Lock this. So I don't, accidentally override it. Charles Schultz and Andrew. Sorry. Charles Schultz. Can't say the same for 5 though. Yeah. So Disney only ran for the Monk theme. What do you mean? He also did the Bugs Life song. To be fair, it's the time of your life is not very memorable. There's a reason why Ants picked the, he's got high hopes. Luckily, there's an official standard because Abby's Taught Not is the standard. Gotta pay the Eye of Terror by Sith Hammer. Wait, let's do it. Yeah, heads up to anyone else who's catching the VOD. That one is, I believe, AI generated. I think it's AI creative director. But yeah, but still, it's pretty good. It's non-profit fan parody, so at least he's doing that. I'm gonna look up who the hell is Andrew Schultz. Like who am I confusing him with? That's a comedian? The hell? Oh. Alright, so Andrew Schultz is a comedian. Maybe he's one of the stand-up guys that showed in my YouTube Shorts feed recently. I don't know. Right. Let's see if I can get. It's gonna be irritating. I need enough room here, so let me just. Oh yeah, his neck, his whole body. This is just completely like warped perspective. This is gonna be fun. Just to assume the mass weight here. Just gonna be a bit tough to read because it's like his stomach there. The armor that covers it completely, and that's where his pelvis goes. But then this comes over here, and then the knee is just so high with the. He's short too, and he's fat, which makes it all a bit. With the armor on, it's kind of tricky to get a precise read. I'm gonna probably have to ballpark this. Let me just so we have just a smaller here. His leg is like completely on the opposite side there. His knee should be right here because not being propped up, and that means there we go. All right, we're actually getting a decent read here. His torso twists like this. Yeah, it's 40 tick. Yeah, AI just nonsense. But he still says it's 40K inspired, so it's not like exactly the same. It's all in good fun, he's not trying to monetize this stuff. Because it's a hobby for him. But he does stuff in different like techno and sometimes rock genres. So it's actually relatively fresh. It's not like one guy's AI generating everything the same style. Kids like that, it's like one exaggerate because of the armor. That hand's gonna be a bitch and a half to draw. I see it already. Is there a video with this guy's voice on it? Because I feel like he would be like Albert Wesker, No, just for that, I'm gonna play what's it called? The guy not Andrew Schultz. There's the guy who does like remixes of stuff in the Argent Metal, and he actually got he actually did Till Linderman as Argent Metal. There's one in particular that I want to hear. It's not Engel. Engel's great, but Argent, not Argent Metal. Sonnet. It's Sonnet vocal metal, because he did one that was non-vocal, and then he got another one that with vocals afterwards, and it was just great. Right. I'm gonna probably put an Adeptus some prayer somewhere along the line. Bless this holy PC. Just need to get everything. Yeah, this is where all the little annoying little intricacies come in. It's too rigid. Wow. His leg kicking is only the other part that's gonna fuck me up badly. There's something I'm doing wrong here. Going to be with friends about whether Argent Metal is a real subgenre. I think I would say at this point it is, because there's enough of it that it's, because Argent Metal typically is like, it's like a very mix of like, it's a hybrid of gent, industrial. I'd say it's a real genre. There's enough of it, I'd say. Yeah. It's just, yeah, the name itself is a gimmick, but I do think it's a real genre. Like how gent, it's both a playing style as well as a genre. The difference is that most people don't just abuse it, so that's why gent gets a whole bad rap. Like even Meshuggah and I think it was Periphery, they both like say, yo, no, Meshuggah invented gent. Periphery's like, Meshuggah's like, Periphery's like, no, Meshuggah invented gent. And then one says it's a playing style, one says it's a genre, so they can't even agree on that, you know? The name of the game, outsmarted by the parents. Very well, they connect. Stepmother took it. Oh my god. Because his leg needs to come inwards, that's where they're wrong. So if anything, I've got the right pieces, I just need to tuck it away then. There we go. That's why it looks so weird, because his crotch like goes into the fucking belt and I can't see. It's almost like a third of his weight, because that's when the angle starts kicking. Ugh. Torso's in the wrong size. Yeah, I'm using the wrong tools, using the heavy pen by accident. What we do here is just technically turn it. There we go. Stop here. I'm just gonna tilt this arm out a little bit more. Yeah, I'm just really trying to be super duper rigid. If Mike Gordon inspired to imitate after the June 2016 game, yeah, I mean, of course. I mean, people liked it enough. I mean, I'll put it this way: I have friends who hate gent because most okay, it's like this. Gent is a legitimate subgenre of metal, but there are so many terrible people who legit only use like open note low E string that when there's a good gent band, most people will just label the good gent band as experimental metal because they add something to the gent. And thus, all the good gent bands are part of experimental metal or avant-garde and not quote-unquote gent proper because they don't want... Because people are just like, you know what, there's so much bad gent, it's easier to dismiss the whole genre and to put the good people in another genre that we actually like. You still hot for dinner? All right. Yeah, I think it was Forever Toward the Null, I believe, who actually... He worked with Mick Gordon before. And I think it was him or was a different guitarist that actually gifted him the 9-string guitar just for like, hey, you like the music, right? Here you go, take a freaking 9-string. Well, Michelle only plays 8 strings, and even Gordon was like, yeah, I didn't bother putting the 9-string on there. There was no need for that. That's excessive. Unless you're Austin Tabasi, you don't really need 9 strings. Yeah, alternative rock is more nebulous to me. Yeah, alt rock is more nebulous. Alt rock is like alternative sounds, and sometimes alternative politics. That's also can be what it is. I've heard it used in both contexts. So like the Morris Volta would technically be alt rock because they've got a lot of like, you know, jazz stuff in there. Their saxophonist is a brilliant motherfucker. Actually, hopefully we can find one here. I'm trying to remember the song specifically. I think it was the Ouroboros. I'm trying to remember because it had like a wicked sax solo. If not Ouroboros, it's this album. It's just some prog stuff because they're like jazz adjacent, so just keep that in mind. This is not to be confused with the freaking the other Ouroboros by Gojira, which I also love. It's called The Bedlam and Goliath. That's the name of the album. Yeah, alternative rock was just made as a term to be, you know, within within the 2000s. Yeah. Yeah, doing the Middle Eastern microtonality stuff that we can't get on Western instruments. It's great. I don't like this. I'm not understanding the dome shape. Yeah, because alternative rock, unfortunately, at least for metal, it's the same thing as fucking experimental, whatever the fuck. We can't put in a standard genre. Like System of a Down would technically be alternative metal because they have a much more middle Arabic sound to them, which is not conventional practice in metal. But then again, they were also labeled new metal because they had no other genre to be put into at the same fucking time. So. Is it this side here? It means the horseshoe is not a horseshoe, but like it's bigger. Little things like that. That means that the shoulder, the body comes over here. And that means it's lower. This annoying as fuck balance is just, oh god, it's a pain. Deselect. So I have to start adding the details to get the balance just right. I'm not gonna want to go fucking nuts. Sometimes you just have to push on. Because his torso's like this. Just stream eat a hot dog? Well, yeah. And just remember when Mick Warden spawning imitators, remember, grunge was originally metal when it started with Nirvana being labeled metal, and only after a couple other bands came out, it got retroactively labeled grunge, and then became a whole fucking movement. Like some people will like actually retroactively call Black Sabbath some other songs like Electric Funeral as doom metal, which makes sense. But then some are like, no, they're just trad metal because doom metal wasn't invented yet. I'm like, depends how like religious you are to these terms. The worst part is I don't think this is the one with the fucking saxophone solo. I don't think that's the ones I have. I wish I remembered the fucking song. Look at this little fucking flower flute, whatever here. Can you hear it? Perfect. There we go. Seriously, was a Zeno skull. I'm like, why does it look like a mammoth? Just a lovely little bean. Yeah, the song just cuts off like that. So the song like fakes out like 3 or 4 times, and then you just like, wait, what? There's more? There's more? No, there's not more. Now, where's the saxophone solo? I think it was on that same album. It was. I think it was from It was either Tetragrammaton or it was the Infinite Mind Medley. think it was Tetragrammaton. Yeah, Tetragrammaton, yeah. Oh, yeah, I'm just gonna put the sax solo because that's like a 60-minute long song. Oh yeah. So you get an idea what I mean about like the crazy saxophonist here. It's like 47 seconds though. And whenever it loads, it loads. I can rush it. Fucking tapping on the pinch harmonics. That's just that's sex and a half. Like okay, I want the one for a Tetragrammaton. This is a cover of it, but still, it's gets what I mean across. Not a Costco dog. No, he buys them by the pack. I mean, what kind of man eats any wiener that's not from Costco? His wiener was limp. That's the worst. It's covered by John Poison. Genie to Skull? Thanks. Control T, kind of rotate through. And just for that, I'm gonna probably put on some. What's it called? Was it Blood Meat? Yeah, Protest the Hero. That shit's great. Oh, the Genghis Khan is upon us. He slays his betrayers. That line is beautiful. I like it. Same wiener in front of the food court. Yeah, just make it at home. Just buy everything. Oh, jeez. All right. Hands here. Hands. Let's go. Control deselect. Yes, just the amount of detail. Like, holy, I think pencil thinner actually. Enemies. gotta put that back then. Shit. Just the lack of the details fucking me over, right? Just kidding. Jump, 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 jump. Jump, 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 jump. Off of this. Okay. I know exactly how far these boots are coming along. That's okay. Let me just zoom out a little bit here. Store's gonna be the last thing to come in. So everything else is just gonna be. That fucking belt is gonna just. I know it's wrong. Here we go. So. Buzz Lightyear this shit. That's the weird way to say it, but it's really the only way I can think of how to describe it. Probably like smaller here. Pepperoni version of the calzone? Yeah, it's probably haven't. It's popular enough, you know. Oh, the whole side shield thing I didn't even see there. There's some bulky part of his pants. The chain there, very loose for now. Okay, that implies the rest of. There we go. And that slowly comes over right there. Yeah, let's come back for this detail later. One. Okay. I know it's technically wrong here, but I'm gonna just keep this little right there. And then I'm trying to look at the reference here. I can't tell if it's like half claw, half bullets. I thought it was just like some weird Xenos appendages, but no, it's like half bullets. Jump. Same thing here with the bullets out here. I think. What comes out over here, and then the bloody hook hands. Yeah, it's taking longer than expected, but then again, I didn't expect to actually commit to being fully detailed here. Yeah, look at that blood texture after. Blood texture, I always do blood separately. I need liquids separately. Just a pain to like render them as a whole. Let's see here. You find the cover of Meshuggah, the straws pulled at random, the one of the 9-string guitars. Yeah, the 9-string version is great. I mean, it's not about Meshuggah, but the guy sounds, the production's on point. Like that's how you get a nice low end 9-string. And the funny thing is, the solo there is like inspired by like Alan Holdsworth, who's one of Yngwie Malmsteen's like most respected guitarist alongside Hendrix, which is hilarious. Because the solos of Meshuggah are either like super melodic or like they're space aliens on crack. Chaos trim for days. Oh my god. Yeah. I have to just stop prepping. I have to like just commit to the detail now. That's what I'm never gonna get done. Here's what it is, because it looks weird because it's not as bulky. So like the hand's fine, but it becomes bigger like that. This cover is by Josh Seguin, Seguin. Straws pulled at random. Okay, it's gonna be the pipe tubing. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to get everything at this rate. Also, like zoom in. Yeah, the little. That's why the helmet stops here, but then the piping comes here. Skull. These are anatomy indicators. I just realized it's very clever of them. You see the muscles and all that stuff. That's beyond brilliant. Gonna exaggerate the cape a bit more. It's like, oh, like almost touching the floor. You don't see anything here. I can just place this. Over here. A bit more of the shoe emphasized here because it's the same decal patterns here. And I know avoiding the details on the face, I'm fully aware. I'm fully aware. I think I'm at the point where I'm just feeling I can add more, too much more detail, like too clustered like this at least. Flux gonna come out here. I think it's fine here. That top bit there, cable there. Actually, I think I'm gonna render this with the hatching and all that stuff. Show me the balls. Two plugs there, two plugs there. And let's see. About a GC like host would be some hilarious irony. It's coming out of his head. It's coming out of his head. No wonder I can't figure out where the hell the damn puff is coming from. Careful. Color this in blackness so I remember it's all black and don't try to add too much detail there. I have to lower this to like Alright, first add the sword. I'll add the sword in quickly and then I'll take a quick bathroom break and then I'll start patching all these details then. Rotate the bed to make my job easier. I don't expect all of this to come up perfectly. It's not possible. Careful here, careful there. Come off screen. God damn it. The sword's so massive I can't fit it on the damn page. Take your time with this. Take your time with the sheaves. Take your time with it. The other gods. That's how you use the full range of a fucking 9-string guitar. You solo all the way to from like the 7th string upwards, and you have the riffs on the 8th and the 9th string just going do 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 do. That's how you fucking do it. If you aren't gonna be tapping like Austin Tabasi. Okay. Let me put another song on while I use the restroom real quickly. What song should I put on for you guys? Keeping the first way, Gene said it would be a cool side story. What would you add to that side story? What would you add to the Gene Stealer story? Nid beats everything. Oh my. Always down? Alright. My server's gonna keep going live. That's gonna be great to hear. Alright. Should we put some Electric Wizard? Let's do it. Alright, let me use the rest real quickly. Be right back. I am back with my coffee that tastes just enough like coffee. Could be better, but it's coffee. Chaos versus the edge with the Black Legion are the good guys and vengeful spirits. Nostromo would be hell of a wrong. Could be some interesting character development for Abaddon, including him confronting a lot of emotions he has towards Ortis as he revisits areas of the ship not touched as the Great Crusade. For the Black Legion, with Abaddon coming into his own champion, consolidating the disparate sons of Horus, with the Black Legion angry and resentful as that's fair as a chaos contest. No, we're talking about how to install a washing machine. You must find the engineer known as Ortis, because Egypt clearly makes the best washing machines on Earth. Alright. Save this first. I forgot to save this bad boy. This right here. I'm gonna try a little different here. Like a dark gray, as opposed to purple blue. Record as loop and wash. Where to start? I'm gonna start with the head first, and hopefully it doesn't fuck me over too bad. What's next? That's all that I had in my mind. I'll do a future breed machine play. But for right now, But time needs to get aboard. Abaddon has to amaze and have all the answers aside to see what his gene father still has up his sleeves and memories and tactics. Alright. Yeah, that's the question is, how many novels would that be? Would that be like 20 novels right there? Let me just find the right powerful song here. Which says Love Cardinal Sin. No, we're not gonna put that one. I think it was Higher Than Heaven, I think it was. I wanted to type in the word higher first. Let's go. fill it in so I don't accidentally ink it in later. Throw the demon skull when they sing about heaven. Let's do that. Shit, oh, it's terrible. I love it. Pass his shoulder, okay. Duology or trilogy. Three-parter at least. 20 novels with the main story branching onto extraneous subplots have been pushing for the last 20 years. All the titles. This is on my ebook. They need to do like every year, like twice a year. Just be like, oh, you can buy Horus Heresy 1 through 5 in a book, and then every 5 novels in a jumbo omnibus. But these are pre-orders, and they print to order. It'll keep some rarity to them, but it's also like if you don't miss it, you're not completely screwed. 13 Crusades. Ooh. 11 a Chaos Ritual. I'm circling into locking into some of these other details because sometimes like revealing like where I have like anatomy problems. Like this cable here should be actually up to here, which means that the pump should go there. So I'm not a complete total engineer. Abaddon Hagaslash Hive Tyrant with Drakman. So Draknian, sorry. What's not to love? Let me see. Let's do one more, then I'll do Future Breed Machine. Let's do some demo boards here. I'm gonna do the cover of Burn in Hell, but I'm gonna speed it up a little bit. It's like 1.25 speed, so it sounds better. If it was just down to an E flat like Slayers, or like how Twisted Sister had for the Pee Wee Herman's movie, that would have been perfect for demo. A little bell, love the little detail. Great. There we go. I'm going to manually speed it up right now. Manually. I'll put 25. That's the sweet spot. I'll check chat in a second here. Find out about the Mexican Revolution, right? Texas Revolution and Mexican American War, the duel of eagles, both are national bird. It's a golden eagle, because the Aztecas who were kicked out by the other groups were told that the god, I believe it was Quetzalcoatl, said that when you will keep walking into the desert, and your sign to stop specifically will be an eagle eating a snake on a cactus. And that's where they found Mexico City. That's where they founded it. Speed up just a little bit more. Yeah, that's not what the contours shit. Pay attention to the contours, man. That's what we got it. Autopiloting everything. There we go. Canada, tiny bird. They should feed your bird some meat, bro. You should keep feeding them whatever the fuck you eat up there. They're not gonna grow big. Future... I don't know. Future Breed Machine or New Millennium Cyanide Christ, because they both could fit thematically. Let me do the New Millennium Cyanide Christ. I want the live version that they had back in, what was it, in for the Alive concert in Montreal. Oh, that shit. If they had one of them on the 7 string for tonal variety, that would have been amazing as shit. Huitzilopochtli is the solar god. Yes, that's the one. Thank you. I always forget, to be fair, like, I know of them, but I kind of forget the roles, you know, like, it's like, if you tell me the Roman gods and the Greek gods, I even remember them. They're the same thing, but they match the names, and it takes me a second, like, what goes where. I'm a carnal, organic, anagram, human flesh instead of written letters. Let's go. There's one line that they keep changing, like, every so often. Grab human flesh instead of written letters. I will always find authentic tissue. I insights I replace I will form. Radically differences in bird. Oh, let me to a higher human form like I am. Stupidly simple in terms of just 2 notes. But the timing is just... It's the next step to groove metal. Well, on the Canadian flag for Olympics, yep. Let's play that like a drummer just doing like every guitar strum on the bass pedals too. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2. hinge there, it's not on the original model, but just to give it some kind of positioning as possible. What else can I do here before I have to move around? So a lot of this chain stuff is just... I'm gonna try to hatch this in. I'm just out in church, got a headache. Waylaid some kind of bug. The flu. Oh shit. Can't have a bird killing people killing every holiday. Oh shit. Oh, dude. Just the riff's just brutal, just do 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 down, do 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 down, do 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 down, do 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 down, do 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 down, do do do. Let's keep that going. That's great. Took the rock detail and get that afterwards. Just gotta cement the fact that this is an uneven platform. Most importantly, don't draw the whole lines there. See, this music all like put on CDs. Suffered out the calamari to lie. Sound score 2 on Illuminate. Ooh. So we do a cover of Jesus Told, the cover of it I like specifically, by Son of the Wolves, because it's a great cover that still has a lot raw, like unpolished feel, but it gets a lot more dynamic than the original, and I love the original. If you guys don't like this stuff, tell me and I can put something else on. I mean, I have like a wider palette of food and music than most people do. Headache might be also on here tonight. Nah, if he can't make it and he's sick, he's got to rest up, bro. I'm not going to be like, where were you last week? This is not for this. I mean that face last. Oops. So, smaller foot's too big here. Not the BBC Stacey got him. What? Why taking pills if you're choking at one? I'm the opposite. I can just take my pills dry and just like, well, fuck this. Get it over with. If you just cut them small enough, you'll be fine. I'm 13. If I finish the thing fast enough, I'll hatch it up on camera. If not, I'll hatch it off camera. Come on, Shinoshaw, we can make this. Over 3 fingers. Clearly it's AI with 6 fingers. And we can cartoonishly fat fingers just to make the grip easier. 2, 3, 4, tie. Cheat with it here. Guesstimate this shit. I'm not gonna put all those extra skulls up on there. It's like a lot of extra work I don't got time for. It's easy when you're 3D modeling this shit. You don't have to consistently draw it. Slightly thinner as you go. Another one should be here. I think we got a good amount of detail in there. Hatch is gonna really have to carry everything. I know it's off center. Shit, that's bugging me. Somebody's like, you out with a big glass of water, my friend. Water, juice, whatever's allowed. I'm not finding the George W. Bush to take a painting his post-president year to publish in books. Because he's not Eisenhower, who enjoyed coloring by the numbers. It's like after presidency, after being the trauma of having to shoot from him in the Middle East, he sought to cope with it by embracing the art of painting. Yeah, that's a lot of shit. Like if I wanted to just like a pulp drawing for like a printed book, just like one really damn good illustration for the cover at the end of the story. Yeah, I could spend the whole one whole stream drawing this with the utmost detail. But the hard part when you're doing that, you're more of an illustrator than a cartoonist, and that's the hard part. When you're doing animation or cartooning, you have to draw with less detail to convey the energy. While illustration, you only have that one job. It's like a massive work. So that's the irritating part. They don't work together. You would think that they should or would, but they don't. Oh shit. What the? Anyway. You know, that blast your fucking head is just the last thing I need to get the hatching. I'm gonna just... Too cartoony. There we go. I'm gonna apply the eyes by having it be light, as opposed to fully colored and everything. Clint Hobby was vacationing with his buddies. So Bobby took a hobby and let the public eye. Well, let's face it, Michelle's not gonna let Obama, not Barack, have any free time. It's the job to be miserable. Cowabunga. Wait, let me turn off the guidelines. See if I'm missing anything here. And then I'll do hatching for like another 10 minutes and I'll whatever I have is whatever I've got. Yeah, let's go like. For cartooning, I can make certain lines thicker and thinner than others. I have to remember that. In this case, this can be a bit thicker here. That's why. I want it super clean, but I'm just have to embrace the thick as fuck style to just like stand there just a little bit more. And the line weights make up a lot. Like this helmet should be a bit thicker here. It's not perfect. Just turns off. And oh, there you go. And that solves my biggest problem. All right. Try this. And then. All right. I'm gonna see if I can find like a cover of one of those Adeptus or Artis hymns, because you know how Warhammer is with the strikes. If either it's official stuff or it's AI stuff, or inspired, which is not bad, but there was a song I'm trying to remember. I'll just put Sea of Lies by Symphony X, because like if you want, like if you should prove that you don't need long fingers to be a shredder, it's like I need like my mom's it's like you want like the crazy part to Dream Theater, but like in like a power metal song, Symphony X is your band to go to. So, keep the angle the same all the way throughout. You don't have to depending on the style, but it helps. Not as dark, so a bit of wider spacing here. Chaos Marines for the left hand and Torvald and Ridge on the right. See the old models? It's like 21 from Black Sabbath. Yeah, it's pretty close, I'd say. Yeah. Symphony X, they're fucking great. Wait, 2 more songs. Maybe 1 more depending on the time, because like 1:30 p.m. here. Let me think. Pulling out the right song to play, but fuck it. Good old bolt thrower. Yeah, X Japan is the big one, and is the big Japanese rock band. And it was crazy because a couple years ago they actually made a biopic about X Japan, and they had bands around the world talking about it. And Metallica themselves said if X Japan was an American band instead of Japanese, they would have been the biggest band in the world and not us. You know how much balls it takes to say that they're better than you? And they would have picking response the biggest band in the world? That's fucking amazing. But unfortunately, it's very singer-centric. I forget the singer's name. It's more about him than the entirety of the band. Just a part of it here, but we'll roll with it. I'm too late to turn my damn canvas around. You'll improvise, you'll adapt and overcome. Blood, alright. Disgusting blood. Let's see. Creative liberties here, just take some more blood here on the side. Oh, no, I didn't mean to. Oh. I hold my pen kind of strange, so I accidentally wind up hitting the eyedropper tool and pick the grayscale to paint with, and I don't need to. Just give this whole thing to douse this shit. If I wound up becoming a 40k channel in the future, the signs were there. Alright then, just his gloves, his hammer, and all that stuff. Just expect a lot more blood on this thing. It's gonna be super soiled and everything. Alright, let's do one more song, then we'll call it. I'm gonna end it on what's it called? Fear Factory. Fear Factory, both of them because there's been bands out there, yeah, but weren't they like Death and the Beatles, where their entire run was basically a decade, and they just kind of stopped before shit could get worse? What was the song I wanted? Piss Christ, that's the one I wanted, because it has a cold metallic tone. Last year, that was actually my most listened to song. Whereas Carl isn't the same, yeah. Yeah, it's the vocals of death metal, the tone of sludge, the speed of doom, the picking of thrash, and then the production of like unpolished black metal. You know, like unpolished, not like intentionally shitty. Not the true cool stuff. And they just put it in such a way that it was just perfect. Yeah, this song will definitely call a streamer, because I think there's not too much more I can add here. That head is bugging the fuck out of me. Mm. I see what's wrong here. Listen here. There we go. My brain's reading that data. That was a problem there. On the cable, on this side. Catch it up there. What's going to do? Alright, I think that's all. I feel like it's all I can add without getting too crazy. Was your said enough? Yeah, this is Fear Factory. It's their the sophomore album, Demanufacture. It was like this album was the one that kind of showed that you could put the 7 strings and be tuning to the test. You probably recognize one of the songs. I think it was Self Bias Resistor that was actually used in the Mortal Kombat 95 movie in the Scorpion fight. But yeah, this band walked so that bands like Slipknot could run. Like they're industrial, and the best part is they're one of the most consistent bands out there. And it's a concept album about the Terminator 2 inspired future war. It's a really damn good album. Every song is fucking killer. It sounds just as good today as it did when it first came out. It's amazing. Yeah, and it's an album that if you ever want to hear clean vocals mixed with the barking and all the stuff that just feels balanced, this is the album to go to. But Fear Factor's been very consistent, thankfully. Alright guys, get your closing thoughts and get your last thoughts in before we call the stream, because yeah, I think I had a good run today. Yeah, so yeah, this upcoming weekend will indeed be my last 2 streams before I move. Yeah, so yeah, hopefully the next 2 streams will be like a fun game that we all enjoy or something, but not an art stream. Thank you guys for the suggestions and your input. So until next time guys, this is Shimo signing off. Take care and raise those fucking horns.